rewatched the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
It cuts me off when I say, and welcome to the Barrel Buddies. I'm James.
And I'm BJ. Welcome back to your weekly whiskey, wine, and all things barrel-aged podcast.
Happy birthday,
Oh!
BJ. We have a very, very big
Thank you.
look at that. We have the show falling on your actual birthday.
Well,
the stars aligned.
Oh, cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
And
Cheers to our friends out there. We hope you're all drinking and
Just
some
remember,
amazing cups.
craft
glasses.
beer made my family disappear.
I'm sure there's plenty of our friends out there that would agree. Big show. So
how
BJ,
how big is it?
I'm going to tell you how big it is. So we're going from
That's
the
what she said.
benchmark Buffalo Trace product to a very special pour that you don't know what it is, but our audience knows what it is.
I don't know what this big special pour is.
So I'm gonna get a reaction shot, but we're gonna wait a minute. We're gonna wait a couple minutes.
Yeah,
let
that's
some
fine.
people
That's
roll
fair.
in.
That's fair.
So benchmark.
We're going to take a benchmark break.
We're going to take a break on benchmark. I figured we'll pick it up next week.
Okay.
Or maybe I think we're having a special guest next week.
That's the
potentially.
plan. The plan is to have a guest next week.
We won't
to
do any
come on
reveal. We won't
and
reveal
talk
in
about
case it doesn't
benchmark.
happen.
But no, I actually think it's going to happen. It's
no
going
reveal,
to be,
please.
No, I won't reveal anything. But it is going to be somebody that has not been on the show before, but that we do very much respect their opinion on spirits, as somebody that I would say is well versed in the spirits world,
very well rounded
in what's going on out
All
there.
right.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited to welcome them to the show.
I like that. So that's for next week.
Yes.
And then what do we have? Why don't we, usually at the end of the show, we talk about what we have coming up, but while we let some more people roll in here, why don't we talk about besides that?
Sure.
What are some of the other things? I think we've talked about a wine show.
Well, we do have some wine coming in. In fact,
do a wine show.
I have a big announcement. And that is, thanks to my wife, the Mrs.
Mrs. Askins, she may join us in the chat tonight.
We
or
had.
She may just be next to you, and I don't have her on scene.
Well, it could be. It could be. We had.
You could put your hand in there and do one of these. She's like, no.
She's like, absolutely not.
Okay.
We had. She got very brave, and she won. Am I allowed to say this?
Oh, sounds like you
can
won
make the
some
announcement?
big bottle.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I won something even better.
You won a trip to the Pahrump Winery, and we're going to drink Pahrump wines live on.
Not that good. That actually sounds like that actually sounds like a good time. I like that, and I like that may come up later this summer.
Yes.
No, we won a wine tasting class for 20 people.
Whoa!
At Total Wine.
No way! That's probably like in their classroom and everything.
Correct.
So.
And so we're going to work with them to do
Great.
some filming and to do some tasting and some touching. And
But what is it? Our choice, dealer's choice wine, or do
No.
we have to go with some of their?
I will just tell you that
stuff?
a Stag's Leap Artemis will be a part of the tasting.
Okay.
And for those of you that know anything about wine, that's a big deal. And for those of you that don't, that's a big deal. And so we're really excited to get you there. You will be there. This is going to be a great moment to get you going on.
Love the Total Wine Classroom experience. Kind of got away from it ever since there is absolutely zero value in the Grand Reserve Total Wine Club.
Whoa.
Shout out to hashtag at Total Wine. You guys have one of the worst loyalty programs in the business. Figure it out. Fire whoever's running that. Get someone in there and get your act together, because the Total Wine loyalty program is one of the biggest fails in the entire liquor store industry.
Hey, guys.
Hashtag Hulk, hashtag always angry, hashtag hate Total Wine's loyalty program, hashtag love you guys. Applause.
Hashtag.
I need a button that just says applause. I'm going to get one of those. It's called the, I think it's like by Elgato. It has like 15 preset buttons where it's like a soundboard.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
That's going to be trouble. See, I don't want to turn it into like a kitschy like morning radio show, but I think that's kind of where we're going, because I just can't stop laughing when I see stuff when I hear stupid shit like that.
This is the barf sound. Blech.
Yeah, like barf and fart and like whatever bodily noises we can put on there. And
Dingo
then...
and the butt in the morning.
All right, now it's time for what everybody, because I'm sure anybody that's rewatching this later, they're like, oh, wow, we're going to see a review on... And it's like, wow, it's these two jamokes talking about...
Wow, if these two jacks
themselves.
would just hurry up and...
But I'm going to tell you right now, there's a guy I follow on YouTube. I won't name his name. Actually, no, I'm going to name his name here once I get through it, because some of you might recognize him. And I'm just like, I just get...
So help me, like, if you talk about the Ascot Society, I'm going to kill you.
Like, I can watch this dude. Like, and I'm sure it's not just me. I'm sure you guys out there here, there's people on YouTube that you just keep watching. And it's almost like out of not morbid curiosity, but you can just... Like, I've watched this guy.
Are you hate watching this person?
No, I'm digging it. But it's like...
Okay.
So you ready for this? It's the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard of. All this guy does is goes around and he cleans culverts. Do you know what a culvert is? He
unclogs them. Where he pulls the tire through.
Not the tire. He just literally cleans like wood and clogs of culverts, which are basically holes under the road that let water pass back and forth.
I don't know what this has to do with whiskey reviews.
Shout out to Post 10. I'm gonna tag you, and once we post this tonight, Post 10
in the comments. I
can watch, dude. I don't know what it is, but you probably have one of the highest. So for you guys that don't know, in the YouTube studio, one of the big things is like retention, and it's keeping an audience member active during the entire show.
We're losing some right now.
It's rated that's like one of your main criteria. If you can lock in somebody for like your full duration, you move up in the ranks very quickly.
Okay.
This guy, he like camps out under the culverts. He camps out like in the middle of snow, and it's just him shooting the shit, talking about what he's doing a good service to the community and cleaning these culverts and shit. And it's just intriguing.
Okay.
And I spent probably like 2 hours watching his videos.
Okay.
I totally went off the rails. My apologies. BJ, for your birthday, we are going to open up a wonderful Buffalo Trace.
Oh my God.
I don't think I've never had this.
T. Lee.
I've never had this.
Move out of the way, benchmark. Holy,
we're going Buffalo Trace, but we're going big. So,
oh my God! For those
Uncle
of you
Punky,
that don't know,
good evening, Uncle Punk. How you doing?
Here's a birthday pour and a half. Elmer T. Lee produced some of the finest bourbons ever bottled, and this single barrel bourbon is, well, a tribute to him. He might as well be the Bill Murray of freaking bourbon.
Look at this. We already got you a birthday message.
Oh, thank you, Uncle Punky. This single barrel sour mash Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey is 45% alcohol by volume, a 90 proof. And what is the age statement these days on an Elmer T. Lee? Good God, sir. Are we really going to open this?
We are.
I don't feel comfortable.
It's a birthday pour. It is a birthday pour.
Hold on. I got to show everybody.
All right. Yeah, you're going to do the Vanna here. And he'll get it right up to the camera, and I'll kind of, let you do your little... Oh, that's a beaut. Look at this. You can actually probably get a little closer and then show the back, and you can kind of see his visage, his picture in the background there. Elmer T. Lee. That's it. So there we go, guys. So this is a Buffalo Trace product. Now, it is a no age statement, which is strange. It's mash bill number 2, which they claim for Buffalo Trace is a higher rye mash bill, rumored to be about, I think it's like in like the 15% range of rye. Named after master distiller Emeritus Elmer T. Lee. This whiskey is hand selected. Actually, I'm just going to show. I'm reading off the Buffalo Trace webpage, so I'll show our friends here.
Share it out there.
Yeah, let me share it out. Just give me a second. Friends here, Elmer T. Lee, Buffalo Trace. Let's do one of these. Do a little zib-zab, blah-blah-bam. Look at that. And look at I got our background working.
Back.
We're very tech improved. Get it? Oh, birthday boy opens the birthday pour. A little bit of action in the chat. Matthew Stafford, happy birthday, BJ.
Hey.
You don't look a day over 50.
Oh, thank you,
I love
sir.
that. All right. So Elmer T. Lee, so going back to that a little bit, right? So Named after that master distiller. It's hand-selected, bottled to the taste and standards which were set forth by Elmer T. Lee himself, perfectly balanced and rich, as declared by the man who knew how great bourbon should taste. The nose brings notes of clove, vanilla, and old leather-bound books.
Oh my God.
The flavor balances fruit, honey, and vanilla with a light spiciness, a long, warm finish, an elegant, complex whiskey. The flavors are nice and tight. So here's the crazy thing.
I can smell it from here.
You ready for the MSRP on this bottle?
Yes.
$40.
Get the hell. See, this is always the trick with Buffalo Trace product. The MSRP is always very reasonable. It's the secondary.
It's like Pappies, right? All the Pappies are the same thing. Like, what is it? $149 MSRP for like the 15 or something ludicrous. I'm sure our friends out there could tell us. I'm very glad that you got to experience the opening, the initial cork pop, the nose. I can't wait to get into it here.
And the neat glass, the official glass of the Barrel Buddies, really brings out a really nice, well-rounded profile, a really nice nose, a bouquet, if you will. And I'm getting a lot of that new tanned leather.
90 proof. We had some questions in the chat. So that was 90 proof.
And I like that description of a tight, a nice, everything is kept tight. It is kind of a tight nose, but it's very complex, nice richness.
So Elmer T. Lee was one of the great master distillers at Buffalo Trace for 36 years.
It's a man who loved his job.
Before retiring in 1985 and passed away in 2013.
I mean, he
pioneer of the mass-produced single barrel bourbons.
Whoa.
He was responsible for bringing the first mass-produced single barrel for consumers, also known as, do you know what it was? It's not this.
Single barrel mass-produced to consumers?
Buffalo Trace product. Very, very famous.
Blanton's.
Infamous. Bingo.
This is the man who brought us Blanton's.
And he was eventually honored by Buffalo Trace with his own Elmer T. Lee bourbon. And it's the particular single barrel uses Buffalo Trace's number 2 mash bill, which is a high rye. It's a 15%-ish rye. This is like very bakery spices, coconut. I totally just threw that out there. I've never gotten coconut before, I don't think, in a whiskey.
You're right, though. It's like a toasty coconut.
Whoa.
Like a coconut
Hank,
raisin.
how's it going, bud? Hank's joining us. Good to see you, bud.
Yeah,
everyone else, what are you guys drinking tonight? This is BJ's birthday. Get some chat action here for us, everybody. We're celebrating tonight. I don't care if you guys are drinking old E40s. Put it in the chat.
How about that Colt 45? How about that MD 2020?
Is anybody into the Bud Light shenanigans? Oh, I don't even want to touch on that.
Why you gotta stir me up?
It's like, I don't think Skittles and Bud Light could ever do a collaboration. Taste the Rainbow. It doesn't really fly with Bud Light. But hey, we're not marketers. We're only whiskey reviewers. So it's out of our wheelhouse.
Barrel aged reviewers, sir. Barrel aged review.
I just keep digging this nose. Cheers.
It's beautiful. Cheers.
There's our cheers.
Thank you
cheers
all.
To you, friends. Let us know what you guys are drinking. Hank's drinking some whiskey sours with Crown. I love Crown. It's so underrated. I think that so many people kind of shit on Crown. But I think it's always kind of that go-to.
Well, we've got Canadian whiskey shows coming up here.
And I hate to say it, I'm a sucker for Crown Apple.
Crown Peach.
It's kind of like saying I'm a sucker for Fireball, which I do know some people in this room may also be. And I can't go there, but
not me, but there are some.
Yeah, Crown Apple and ginger is kind of one of my big go-tos when I go out.
Crown Peach and black tea.
Hank says happy birthday.
Well, thanks, Hank McGurk.
There you go. I need to get in. I'm super excited for this. So, anyways,
cheers.
Secondary. So as we've said, the bottle is retailing for $50, so like $49.99. Extremely allocated. Very difficult to find, especially on the West Coast. Secondary on the West Coast is probably $300 to $400, depending. I didn't see. It's probably an old one, actually. I don't really have.
Oh my goodness!
By old, I'm saying it's probably like a 2019. Not that it matters, but I think it's a few years old. This is not a recent bottle, but I love this bottle. It has these like little grooves in the side.
I like that it's a square. It's like a nice.
It's like
rectangle.
A square. Yeah, I hate crazy round, not normal size
easy,
bottles. Like this
stacks
is just
on the
like
shelf
boom.
nice.
It does.
It's a
Boom.
hefty, this is a hefty
I like it.
husky boy.
It's a husky boy. It's a thick
but
ass boy.
it's like boom. You're
Loving
right.
it.
It's like very present. Oh, okay. Got to get into this.
Hank is I'm kind of with you. He's like, he doesn't get mean like when he drinks Irish whiskey. Yeah, I'm with you. It doesn't leave me hungover at all. I think you get a good little buzz off Crown.
And it's
I don't know. It's very in line with like me. Like I'm either in a Jack mood or I'm in a Crown mood for my everyday kind of on the rocks or mixed with some type of soda, right? And by soda I mean Coke, Diet Coke, ginger, even Sprite. I know if you really want to go super sweet with that Crown Apple or even Crown. I know people do Crown and Sprite, Crown and Diet, but whatever.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. You said great or not? Bright. Oh, interesting feedback.
No. Here's
all right. Let's get into this Elmer tea.
I think this. So I'm going to give you my initial tasting profiles on this. I've only had 2 sips. I think my initial sip, my number 1 sip, I thought it tasted like black tea, and it gave way to Nilla wafer. Like after you eat a Nilla wafer
black
cookie.
tea is huge.
It's like an all black tea, like a nice black Lipton tea, like an iced tea. But the finish is a creamy Nilla wafer.
Very like a soft oak.
Very soft.
Little tobacco.
Just, yeah, in a great way.
In a good way. Definitely has a dry astringency. So I think you get a dry, ethanol-y alcohol bite, but not in a bad way. I just think that right off the bat, you're just kind of like, ooh. But then it kind of goes away very quickly. Vanilla, oakiness.
And, I think that's what's given that black tea flavor profile is the oak. I think it's a really delicate, really well-balanced oak flavor profile that gives it that black tea, and it's really nice because I think it coats the palate. It's very full-bodied.
Yeah.
And it gives way to all of that sweetness. And again, vanilla. Like this is the most vanilla forward bourbon that I think we've ever done on the show, that I've ever had. Again, vanilla wafer is what really comes through this wonderful
Larry.
Cookie.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
What up, Larry?
Larry, good to see you, man.
What up, little Larry?
Yeah.
This is great. And then a very slight but present Kentucky hug to just let you know it's
very quick. Comes and goes.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's a sipping whiskey.
So Mrs. Askins, I highlighted what she said. It's bright like sunshine and honey. I love that reference. It's great. I agree. I can see that. But it does come and go very quickly. If I had to ding it on a few things, again, you guys, we're talking about a $40 bourbon here. It's quick, right? So like
$40 bourbon.
It doesn't linger much, but again, I'm not expecting the world here for a 45% or a 90 proofer, right? But it's very pleasant. I think the flavors.
I like that it lives in the back of the palate too. It's not really up front, lives in the back.
I just want to keep drinking this. Like that's the problem with that black tea. Think of like boozy black tea with a bit of vanilla and like a soft, light oakiness to it. And you can go to town on this. I think we could finish this bottle if we were really tying one on. That's a problem.
Oh yeah.
We could
drink this.
It drinks like water, but in a good way. I don't know really how to add to that. Do you get that? Like what I'm trying to say with that?
I know exactly what I mean, if I could convey to you, the listener, the viewer, the fellow buddy out there.
Yeah.
I think what we're trying to say is this is dangerous. This is dangerous. This is that dangerous thing that comes to the table and goes, here, have more. And you go, yeah, no, I'd love to have more. And you just kind of keep going back and you lose yourself
it's like
in the moment.
Vanilla,
you own it. You want to never let it go. You only get one shot, and then you can't lose your time to blow because opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Okay. You're stop. It's very like I'm getting this like light toasted coconut and vanilla on the nose. It's so wild, but it's subtle coconut, but it's definitely there.
And tasting it. So we talk about this. We haven't talked about it in a long time.
Very good.
We haven't talked about how you should, after you taste your bourbon, after you really get into drinking it and it coats your palate, how you should re-nose
and chew,
re-nose and re-chew your bourbon. Because
why don't you talk about the chew and the olfactory?
So we say nose your bourbon. Really, it's part of the tasting experience to get what you're smelling into your olfactory senses. The smell is a part of the tasting, and you should really, after you've tasted your bourbon, after you've gone through those 3 sips after that three sip rule, you should really, once you really start coating your palate and really deciding that you like this, go back and re-nose. And again, left to right, right to left. You should, take it in one nostril at a time, both nostrils. You're going to find other things that become more pronounced, better pronounced, things you didn't smell before on the nose, things you start to appreciate a little differently on the nose. And I think that the nose just gets a little better rounded. I still think that it smells like a cookie. Like it smells like a cookie.
There's some subtle notes there. Here's the thing I want to make sure that's conveyed to our friends out there. It's not like a shocker. It's not mind blowing. It's not mind bending. It doesn't like, oh my God, the nose is amazing. Oh my God, the taste is amazing. It's above average.
Yes.
And at MSRP, holy moly. Like if
you could get this at MSRP, blown away.
$50 a bottle, I would probably be buried 6 feet under because I would be passed on of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Because I could drink one of these a day. No, I could drink one of these
bottles a day.
Very enthusiastically is how I will rephrase.
I could drink one of these bottles a day.
Again, it kind of goes back. Here's my thought, right? I think of Elmer T. Lee, and you talk about Blanton's, right? And how they made Blanton's as just and I know a lot of you guys knock it. We're not talking about,
careful.
That. I'm just saying that Blanton's was made because it was just a very approachable, very sweet, approachable, non-offensive bourbon. And I think this is a notch above Blanton's. I think this introduces some rye complexity, some additional complexity that's not just sweet, that actually, in my opinion, makes it more enjoyable drinking it straight, neat, is Elmer T. Lee. What do you got? What are you hunting down? Or do you want to do a comparison with Blanton's?
Yes.
So different mash bill, you're not going to get the ryeness in a Blanton's. And I don't know if I do have one open, it's probably behind the Barrel Buddies sign in the middle there. Back right, I'm thinking back right, there might be some Blanton's, but I think it's a straight from the barrel, which really isn't going to help. All right. Welcome to the club, Hank. We all do. So there you go. War Clan, how's it going, man? So yeah, I wouldn't say this. Yeah, we'll call it the Benchmark Saga. Sometimes I think a saga is depressing. I've actually enjoyed the Benchmark series so far. I think that everyone that we've had has kind of like gone up a notch on the ladder. Like it's been oh geez, you can't compare it to this.
I think we can. It's not comparable. It's 67%, but I think we should try. I will tell you this though. You're right. They're not comparable. It is almost hazmat. 67.8%.
67.8%.
We're gonna try that and go, oh my God.
This is probably from like the top of the Rick, how it says. So this is warehouse, obviously warehouse H.
Yeah.
Rick number 16.
What's up there?
It's it's probably up there. We can probably look that up, and I'm sure some of our friends know that. By the way, just want to shout out, I don't know if he's still around, but Benoit, French buddy I have on Facebook.
Benoit Balls?
No, Benoit. Benoit. Is that Benoit?
I think it's Benoit.
Benoit. Anyway, Great dude. Shout out to you if you do watch the show. You always hook me up with Blanton's. He sends them from France over here to us, and we know that they're not fake like the ones in DC, which I won't even go down that rabbit hole about that federal investigation. Hashtag
bottled and bond, baby.
Bottled and bond. It was made for a reason.
Yeah, you know what?
Hank wants some of this. He wants some taste off the grenade. This is a problem. This bottle, guys, like we've had some bad nights with this bottle.
We've had some good nights with that bottle.
Yeah, but it's almost rocking. It's almost has.
Yeah, it's rocking. That's a rocking bottle. But we should just leave it out for continuity's sake. But I will tell you, you think that this is a more complex? You think Elmer T. Lee is a more complex version of maybe what's offered through Blanton's? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that you really can't compare the two because this is SFTP. This is straight from the barrel.
I know, but I'm talking like regular Blanton's.
Yes.
Let's talk about
if it was a normie Blanton's.
A normie.
If it was a normie Blanton's, which I probably do have one. Now, here's the problem. I think I have a bunch of Blanton's, but they're all store picks. And I don't care. We can open one. But I'm kind of particular on which store picks.
Yeah, no, that's fair, as you should.
We maybe do that after the show. Or we'll do it next week. We'll do a quick recap.
Maybe if you follow at the Barrel Buds on Instagram, you'll start watching our 60-second reviews where we might be doing comparison tastings.
Polish that off and move to this and then do a comparison.
I don't think it's comparable.
Birthday boy? I mean, Hank, you're right. It is his birthday. We should pour him a little bit.
Thanks, Hank. Kind of what I was thinking.
It's not a terrible nose here.
I do like the rye spice. So as I just finished that last sip back, I got a lot of the rye spice. It was enjoyable. As I really tossed it back,
as it warms up,
got that chew as it oxygenated,
little mintiness.
I got a lot of rye.
Yeah, I got like the rye mintiness,
and I actually really like that.
Wow, you're absolutely right there.
That's interesting. I wonder if we really slosh that with some, if we could hyper oxygenate that, what would come with that? I got you.
It's a little dash.
Little dasharoo. I just want to point out one of my birthday presents that I got is this wonderful Hoppin' Frog koozie from the Hoppin' Frog Brewery in Akron, Ohio.
I don't mean to be that guy, but I was really hoping you were going to wear the bucket hat.
I thought about it. But it doesn't really go with my cool new shirt.
That's fair. That's fair.
Shout out to Tiki Tony. Thanks, Tiki Tony.
All right, I'm going to pour myself some of this Blanton's straight from the barrel as well.
And as we do that, I do want to get into my score of the Elmer T. Lee. Many thanks to you for pouring that Elmer T. Lee.
Happy birthday.
What a hell of a surprise. Thank you.
Yeah. Birthday pour. I haven't had it. That's my first time having it. So I don't know if that was your first time.
It's my first time having
Popping cherries tonight. Birthdays.
Woo!
We got. It's great.
You sure know how to make a gal feel special.
Well, some Elmer made you feel special.
I think that absolutely at $45, I do think that's a value. I
say 50.
Even at 50. Even at 50, that's a value.
Yeah.
So a 3 on the old scale for value. I think the flavor is a 2.5, and I think that the nose was delightful at a 2.5.
All right.
So that puts me in the 80s range, and I'm going to give it a solid 84 for my birth year. 84 out of 100.
Okay. I'm very close and right there with you. For nose, I thought the nose was very pleasant. It wasn't mind-blowing. It didn't linger too much, but I enjoyed it. I'm giving it a 2. On the taste, very pleasantly surprised. I'm giving that a 2.5. I thought that it ticks a lot of the boxes, checks a lot of the boxes that I enjoy. The sweetness, the sweet light oak, the caramel, coconut, vanilla.
Coconut was an interesting note.
Really on the nose. I didn't get too much of it in the taste, so maybe I shouldn't be referencing that when I'm rating my taste, but that's what I got there. For value, Jesus, it gets a 3.
Absolutely.
For a $50 bottle.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, this is beyond scarce. So just to answer that question, go out there on Front Street. It's a highly allocated bottle. I don't know if Buffalo Trace does that on purpose. They probably do. As you guys know, it's not part of the BTAC, the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, but I think it's right. It's a notch below. Very well recognized bottle, well recognized name.
It's a tater bottle for sure. It's a tater bottle.
Yeah. Drew says happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, Drew.
And he actually is calling out our Sierra Nevada E.H. Taylor Bigfoot.
Right
barrel-aged
there.
Bigfoot bottle.
Right there.
Which is right there next to the Old Forester.
Right
Bourbon
there.
Counties next to the, I think those are Beam and Booker, the anniversary ones from
right there.
So anyway,
how dare you put those on the floor?
So back to my score. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna match you. I'm gonna say 84 too.
84.
I like 84.
It's a good number.
84 is a solid number. It's a really. I want to say it's a strong B, but it's actually technically what a B minus.
I'd say 84. Well, an 84 could be a B. It depends on where you.
It's a strong B.
Put it right. It's a strong B.
It's a strong B.
She's a B.
I definitely say, guys, if you see it on the shelf,
so,
secondary, I wouldn't pay secondary. Like I was fortunate enough to get this. I believe I paid $99 for it, which.
I paid $99.
Local liquor store. Some guy was like, "Yeah, I'll sell you this one for $100." I was done. That was like out the door, by the way. Is throw him $100 cash.
That's great.
Walked out with it, and I got a couple of them.
Costco has been notorious for having Elmer T. Lee. In fact, Arizona has been liquidating their Buffalo Trace product right now. You might get real lucky.
We do not, Hank. We should actually start putting promo codes for our Lyft and Uber drives. We're actually very good about not driving while drinking.
That's a good idea. There you go.
We've gotten much better. We used to be not good at it.
We were not good at it.
The past couple years we've been very good at it.
We're a lot better at it.
We're a lot better at it. All right, let's get into this. We got this Blanton. So anyways, guys, that kind of wraps up our Elmer T. Lee review. 84. We're in a mutual agreement. Doesn't happen that often. It's a very solid pour. If you guys find it out there, we showed you the bottle. You can rewind and check it out. If you see it, get it.
Yeah.
God, I don't know what else to say. Just get it, right?
There it is.
Like,
you know what? I like a good straightforward recommendation show.
That's it.
We're like, this was a solid pour.
It really is.
We're not here to fluff it up. We're here to just tell you.
I'd pay up to $100 a bottle.
I would too.
I wouldn't pay secondary at like $300 to $400.
Absolutely not.
But if you can get it for $100, I'd jump on it.
Yeah,
I'd pay up to. Honestly, I'd probably pay up to $150.
Listen, there's no reason to straight simp over this bottle.
Don't spend the buckage, spend the cabbage. If you have it, get it. It's not a payday Friday bottle because you're probably not going to find it. But keep an eye out for it.
Watch Costco.
Watch
Costco
out at Costco, guys. Your Costco might ends up getting it. So speaking of another extremely elusive.
Can you even get this in the United States yet?
That's why I said I got to get it.
Elusive.
So it's only
unobtainium.
Pretty much unobtainable. It's apparently distroed in France, which with very frequent with, how do I phrase that? With high frequency, consistently. Anyway,
it tastes like burning.
Got a connection out there. Benoit. It's not Benoit. That's like Benoit balls, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Benoit.
Can't call him Benoit.
Benoit sounds like me calling Juan Joanne. Like it's just I'm probably mispronouncing that.
Benoit.
Or calling like Jesus Jesus. That's a better. There we go. That's a better.
Bennett. Maybe his name is Bennett.
Benoit, if you're watching, my apologies.
Hey, Bennett.
He takes my hard-earned money and doesn't think twice. And he
He's
sends
just
me
like,
amazing bottles from France.
Keep spinning those good old American shekels.
On Front Street, I pay $200 a pop for these. I can get them if you're looking for a straight from the barrel. Hit me up if you really need one. It's probably gonna take like a month. It takes forever. I got to message the guy. He goes and buys it. He usually only does like 4 at a time. I got to get the orders together from a couple people, and then he ships them out here, and then I sneak one in there for myself, and that's usually rinse and repeat. So
rinse and repeat. Well,
Hank's got a sock full of nickels and a tent. So you must be living in San Francisco right now. We know where you're from. We just doxed yourself.
Cheers to Hank for living in a van down by the river.
I'm scared about this one.
I've already taken my first sip, and I will tell you, it is an offense to the palate.
The nose is Satan's.
It's offending, but delightful.
God, it's got this ethanol nose.
It's hazmat, baby. This will kill COVID.
Like
it might cure cancer.
Tingles the nostrils.
Stings the nostrils.
It's like Sex Panther.
It's good.
60% of the time, it works all the time.
That literally makes no sense.
Okay. Dear Lord.
It tastes like burning caramel. It's like if caramel and
caramel was on fire and you put your tongue to it.
If caramel and hot sauce had a baby, it would be this. Because it's sweet and caramely, but it also hurts. But it hurts so damn good.
Take your basic run-of-the-mill Blanton's and picture it, if you haven't had this before,
and light it on fire.
Concentrated. Like, just think of it if it was like super concentrated. That's what you're getting from here.
It tastes like I'm swallowing staples.
It packs a punch in all the right ways, though. And I am dying for the reaction from your other half.
She's got to try it.
You got to. Come on.
At least put your
smell
nose
it.
in it.
At least smell it.
Put your nose in it.
Okay.
So try it.
Okay. All right. She doesn't like the burn because it's all the burn.
But isn't that caramel coating? Like the caramel is very full body.
The sweetness
caramel coats
wants
very
to come
sweet.
through. The sweetness is like, hey, I'm here.
When you get through all of the shards of glass that comes through that ethanol, then it's really pleasant. It's like so sickly dulce de leche sweet.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a barrel. Let's see if I can get like a Blanton's. Let's see if I can share something here with you guys.
I mean, the ethanol is so potent
tight.
off the face of the pour that it literally, the effluvian comes off and out the nose. I mean, it comes out in the nostrils. You know, when you were a kid and you would burp and the carbonation would come out of your nose and it would make you tear up and cry? That's what it feels like taking a sip.
All right, here we go.
I did just say effluvian. Yes.
Named after the former distillery president, Colonel Albert B. Blanton.
Colonel.
Who has always had a very special supply of bourbon in his special reserves, as we all know. He handpicked and stored in the legendary Warehouse H. The Blanton's brand was launched in 1984 when Elmer T. Lee introduced the world to Blanton's single-barrel bourbon a year before he retired.
So this is as old as me.
Wow. So when did it say he retired? When did we say?
In 85.
Yeah. So in 84.
He produces it in 84, retires in 85.
That's like mic drop. Like, I'm retiring.
Hey,
here you guys go.
I'm going to put something out that the world is going to love forever.
It's the best you've ever tasted. Anyway. So straight from the barrel is actually their third iteration. So they've done the original 93 proof. They do Blanton's Gold 103 proof. And then this is like their cask strength where, thank you for giving me a little cut there. It says tasting notes, dark chocolate, caramel with earthy undertones of walnut and hazelnut on the nose.
That I agree with. Not
Palate
the chocolate.
delivers warm vanilla, oak, toasted nuts, and a rich spiciness with hints of butterscotch and honey.
Toasted nuts like my crotch is on fire.
The high alcohol by volume is intense and powerful, yet inviting, unfiltered, uncut, unbelievable.
I mean, what a marketing statement, if I ever heard one.
White Lightning and Kool-Aid, Hank, you're not far off. Here's what I want to say.
Try the cut. The cut makes it really enjoyable. Just a tad.
All right, let me
just a little bit of water. Those water molecules really opens things up. It really, I mean, then it really goes into.
Wow, even the nose is more pleasant, more reminiscent of normal Blanton's.
Yeah, yeah. And what it does is it takes that. Wow, I cannot believe you just took that to the dome.
Peppery. Ooh, a lot of like spicy baking spice, pepper, and kind of like a cinnamon, those crappy cinnamon candies that no one ever eats out of the grandma's candy dish, the ones with the red wrapper. Brock's, is that the brand?
Yeah, the Brock's cinnamon disc.
Very reminiscent. I'm getting like on the back end, I'm getting like cinnamon disc taste.
I would agree with that.
Nothing offensive though. Like this is just it is what it is. I'm kind of digging it.
Yeah, the water helps, and by water, the amount of water we added was very, very little.
Yeah, no, you guys saw it. Like
you don't have to add a lot of water for those, because here's what happens when you do a cut. We haven't talked about this in a long time.
We actually haven't.
So I'd like to talk to you about this what scientifically happens when you cut your whiskey or cut any alcohol. So what happens is the water gets in there and it actually adds space between the alcohol molecules. It actually adds space, physical space. The water gets between the ethanol molecule, but it allows your body to enjoy it, process it, taste it differently, rather than when it's tight and laying literally on top of each other. So you're actually able to process it differently. You're changing the molecular structure of what's in your glass with the water. You're giving it some space, some room to breathe, some room to process. So the cut is very important, especially on a very tight, a very big and heavily intensely put together piece of alcohol, or an intensely spirited alcohol like this, where it is close to what we call hazmat, or 70%. When we talk about hazmat, what we're talking about is something that's close to 70% alcohol. That cut can make the difference, and it really did here. So,
all in a pleasant way. And my apologies, just responding to some social media.
Fancy.
All good stuff.
Speaking of social media, we would like to thank you again for following us at the Barrel Buds on Instagram and Facebook, because we were in the top 2% of rising creators this
I'm
week.
Sure they sent it out to everybody, but we are going to take it and run with it. We are very excited to receive that award.
I've been posting for over a year and a half. This is the first time that, thanks to all of your
it's probably just like they do it on OnlyFans. Oh, you're in the top X% of creators, so keep on chugging.
What do you know about being an OnlyFans creator?
No, I'm just saying that it's like kind of like
you want to share your tag.
So we're in the top 2%. One of these days we'll be in the top 1%.
So keep interacting with us.
And one of these days, and this is my long-term goal / dream, is that when these bastards at YouTube they're like,
be nice, these are our new partners
right
Jimmy.
Here, they're like, you're not getting it. We want one of those stupid little awards that they send out.
Yeah, I want one of the silver buttons that we can
and
I want the silver button back there.
It's a stretch goal, but I think we need like 100,000 followers.
We do. So here's our campaign for the year. Click share, like, and subscribe with all of your friends.
But no offense, if my guy can get it for cleaning out culverts and camping in culverts, us two jamokes can get it for hanging out with you guys and doing whiskey reviews.
If our old man,
the raccoon feeder,
the raccoons, can make, we did the math. In the past 6 years, he's made over $2 million. If he can do that,
there's like
and
this guy
feed raccoons hot dogs, we've got to be able to do it. We've just got to.
People, there's a niche for everything on YouTube. There is a dark corner of the internet.
It's not that dark. It's not that dark.
There's a corner of the internet for everyone. And here's the thing. This show, I just enjoy doing. I just want to interact with random people on the internet, random people that I don't know.
Not that you're random. We love you.
Now you guys are all family.
You're all family.
You guys
we look forward to seeing you.
Yeah. Like you guys are here every week with us. Like, hell, I don't even talk to like people I know personally sometimes that often, right? Seriously. Like I have friends that live in Vegas, like down the street from me. And I see internet people more than I see people that live right down the street from me, which I love, though, because it's like we got people from Australia.
I'm
going
to be honest.
All over the world.
I'm going to be honest. Hank James talks to you more often than he talks to his sister.
There you go. Not true, but it's pretty close. No, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
We enjoy it. I enjoy it. I know you enjoy it.
Absolutely.
I would like I'm not making any promises, but I think that we're going to bump up our, not so much our live shows, but I think our social media interactions,
our content.
Everybody says that. They're like, you guys need to bump it up. That's our problem.
So
if we had to say what's the problem with Barrel Buddies, we don't do enough.
We don't do enough
content.
We don't do enough short.
And we always take recommendations from you guys. That's we don't.
We're aware.
We're aware.
We've been listening,
but we also have real lives,
and we're ready to deliver.
We're busy people.
So that said,
right?
I think that speaking of short content, we've hit
the
40-minute mark.
We enjoy you. We enjoy everybody that's been on tonight. It's going through the chat here. Thanks Drew, Hank, WarClan, Uncle Punky,
Shelly,
Larry, Mrs. Askins, Shelly, Top Feed Coco, Safi,
Redbeard.
I hope Redbeard's okay, by the way.
Yeah, has anybody checked on him?
Listen, if anybody has a check-in on Redbeard, so Redbeard used to fall, and Safi just jumped in the chat.
What up, Safi? See?
Redbeard, that last show, he was like, me and Johnny, his new baby,
taking shelter from the tornadoes.
Have to go take shelter from the tornado, and he's up in what, Green Bay, Wisconsin? Yeah. That was the last time I heard from him.
Yeah.
Fuck, I hope he's okay. Now that's
if
really
somebody
like
could check on Redbeard.
It's kind of like I hope he's okay. This was like what, 2 months ago? Probably
it was longer than that.
3 months ago.
It was before the new year.
If anybody knows Redbeard, I hope he's okay out there. I mean, I don't know what we can really do as just randos on the internet, but maybe we can do some digging and try to find out.
Let's find Redbeard.
I think he sent us some emails before.
Let's find him.
So maybe we can email him.
We got to find him.
We're going to email him, guys. We're going to find out
how Redbeard and Johnny racing next week.
How Redbeard and Johnny, right? That's his kid's
Johnny
name.
Is the new baby.
All right.
Yep.
That's great. We love you too, Safi. Thank you. Yeah, it is good to come around, Hank, for sure. Yeah, and just that's the thing. We try to do unbiased reviews. We just want to
give you the honesty,
guys, and just give you honest reviews
and
of whiskey
Nick,
that we try.
You know what? I just want to do shout out to Nick.
Yeah. Who do you got?
Nick. Yeah,
Nick. Who's Nick?
He was on our show a couple weeks ago.
I don't remember Nick. I'm sorry. I don't.
Yes, you
maybe
do.
I do. If he
Nick, he's the distributor.
Oh, Nick. Oh, Nick, that Nick.
That Nick.
I thought you meant like somebody that's always on the show.
Is a fan of the show and then goes,
that's fair.
Hey.
Yeah.
Like
we do have some people that fly under the radar that don't want to be recognized.
Really,
and we respect that. We actually have some people that are big deals in the industry that watch the show
and keep a
and
low
I'm not
profile.
trying to like brag about that, but they do follow the show and we try to keep under the radar.
We appreciate
we appreciate that because again, unbiased reviews. We're here for you guys. We love this hobby. As we've told you guys many, many years ago, we would just sit around the table, a couple of us.
Yeah.
Twice, 2, 3, 4 times a week. And we're like, why don't we turn this into a podcast? And
bigger question.
Talk about this with people on the internet.
Bigger question as we, because we're going to gear back up for Benchmark next week.
We got Top Floor, right?
Leave me a comment below, not a comment in the chat. Leave me a comment below.
So after the show's over, comment.
No, even right now, you could comment.
You can't. You have to comment when the show's
comment when the show's over.
Yeah.
If we were to do a finished whiskey project.
Oh, you mean like our own barrel?
Correct. We talked about this last week.
Here's the problem.
Because we actually found that we really liked this one, the small batch, and we could finish it. We have some friends in the industry where we could finish this. Excuse me. Geez, cut me off. We could finish this and we could market that. Would you be interested? Leave a comment.
Please do.
Below.
Yeah, we may be able to do, and we're thinking of maybe doing like a 10-gallon. So we're going to do a 10-gallon barrel, probably something finished in a mead.
A mead barrel. So something with some fruit and honey action.
So what that means is that I want to put a super high, if only this was, could you imagine this would be insane.
It would kill people. You could clean your bathroom with that.
We will find a wonderful 90 proofer that we will probably put in a mead barrel, maybe for like 6 months to a year, that we will then sell back to you guys through one of our friends.
Oh my God. Did you see the percentage on the foolproof?
No. What is it? Holy
shockingly high.
Guys,
tune in next week for foolproof.
That's a great segue to end the show.
Shockingly high. It's 62.5%.
So Safi's like, I don't drink, but I'll buy your guys' bottle.
See? Thanks, Safi.
Thank you so much.
It'll make an excellent gift.
Actually, yeah, that's another thing. Or just
a wonderful souvenir if It'll be a great souvenir if you've ever come to Las Vegas and drank with us, which Safi has.
Oh, that's true. That's true, guys. So if you're out here in Vegas, hit us up. We were more than happy to meet up with you guys and show you guys around Vegas. We know all the bars. As Safi can vouch for us at the Legacy Club at Circa.
That was actually a pretty good night.
That's one of our favorite spots.
That was a good night.
Love that spot.
Well, I think that's it, huh?
That's kind of the Barrel Buddies. We've talked about
birthday shenanigans now.
We've talked about, so again, happy birthday to the Beachmeister, everybody.
Thanks.
Still rocking the St. Baldrick's.
That's
the new look.
I don't know that I'm ever going to get rid of it. I think I'm going to Heisenberg it.
You're going to Heisenberg
I'm going to be, I am BJ Askins for the rest of my life.
You know, I got to say, meeting him in person, I was a little starstruck, and I really regret. Yeah, this was a couple weeks ago. Brian Cranston.
Yes,
I'm just going to
at the GT
swoon a little bit.
At the GT.
Literally, he popped out of this like Escalade, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was like, "Wow, you're here." He's like, "Yeah, I'm here." And then he just got, like, I should have been like, "All right, ready for a picture or something?"
And you just said, "Wow, you're here."
And I was like, "Wow, you're actually here." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm here." And then he just walked. He's like, and like he wanted to keep the conversation going.
And he's like,
I was just
"Nah,
like,
this guy's lame. I'm out of here." Well, that about wraps us up then.
For the Barrel Buddies, I'm James.
And I'm BJ. We'll see you next week.
How do I end this show? Actually, no. Where did the button go?
Oh, really? You lost it?
End stream.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, really quick.
Oh.
Safi says happy birthday. Uncle
Thanks.
Punky says you need a white cat. Probably to
a white cat. Oh, a white cat.
Like Dr. No, isn't that it?
So I could be.
Is it Dr. No?
I think it's Octopussy.
Octopussy. I'm not up on my James Bond, but doesn't he like whip the hat like a and it like?
I'm gonna break your camera if I do that. I will break things. I'm not gonna do that.
All right, everybody.